Hey everyone, it's the Angry Honey Badger, and it's time for us to take a look at the preseason balance update number 1. We're going to take a look at the patch notes today and see what all they're going to be doing for this whole balance update. A lot of things have kind of gone to weird ends in the game when it comes to exploiting certain champions and certain new items, and they're going to be addressing some of these in this patch. There's some pretty strong stuff right now, and I've even been avoiding using it because I knew it was getting nerfed, so we're going to go over what's going to happen to champions, and we'll get my reactions and my input on that, and we'll be able to cover all that. So we're just going to go ahead and start off with some of the champion changes. They have a little response up here to us, and if you want to read that sometime, go for that. It's pretty interesting to see their input on why they change things and why they don't, and when they're going to wait on certain things and other aspects of the game. But other than that, like I said, we'll start off with champions. First, we have Cho'Gath. We have his carnivore health restored is going to be adjusted to a little bit less early on and then a little bit more late. So that'll kind of scale a little bit differently. As you can see, it's 2171 from 3468. So a little bit different there. Next, we're seeing some changes to Diana. Her Crescent Strike, the base damage is being reduced, which is probably a pretty smart idea there. Her Pale Cascade, the orbit detonation damage radius is being reduced on that, and adjusted orb hitbox to better match its visual effect as well. Moonfall, maximum pull distance has also been reduced because that felt sometimes you were out of it, but you'd still get pulled with it. And then her Lunar Rush, the cast range, has also been reduced on that as well. Not a lot of huge, really hard hits, but a couple little tweaks in here that are going to hopefully balance her out a little bit more. Some future changes I want to maybe see to Diana is her base health and some of her base stats, kind of on those aspects, are a little high. And she's a very strong champion, and we've seen her played a lot. And lately, I actually haven't seen any Diana's losing. So I think this will hopefully help balance her out and separating the good Diana players from the people who are only okay with her. So hopefully this does adjust her because she did need some tweaking. Next we have Elise. Volatile Spiderlings. There's been a fixed bug where it would only last for 2.5 seconds rather than 3. And then her Frenzy now immediately starts when Elise is attacking at faster speeds, because that was not starting right away either. There was a little issue with that. So a couple little fixes there for her. Next, we're taking a look at Fiora. Blade Waltz, the cooldown, and mana costs are refunded if Fiora is suppressed while casting Blade Waltz before it has started to go into any effect. So a little bit of a fix there. Next, we are taking a look at Master Yi. Alpha Strike, the initial cost, or cast time, sorry, has been reduced. Chance to deal bonus minion damage has been adjusted to 50% at all ranks from its scaling starting at 20%. So the chance for that is going to go up, making his jungle a little bit easier for him. I thought I always had a good chance of getting that bonus damage. I always felt like I always got it quite well, but moving it up to 50% is just going to make his jungle that much easier for him. Bonus minion damage has also been adjusted to 400 at all ranks instead of scaling up. So it won't get all the way up to 500, but 400 at all ranks with 50% is going to be very, very nice. And like I said, that will help him out in the jungle. Next, we have his Meditate. It's reduced the startup time before it started channeling it. So there's a split-second little delay on that, so that's going to clear that up. And then his Wuju style, cooldown reduced at later ranks. So that is going to be happening instead of it just being 25 at all ranks. So later, you're going to be getting that down to 17. So a little fun stuff there going on. Next, we are taking a look kind of at Nidalee. Nidalee is getting a visual refresh, which is kind of nice. They did do a spotlight over it and did a champion spotlight for her. And I like the changes. They look nice. She was starting to look a little dated, so kind of cool that they did touch Nidalee and are going to change her up visually a little bit. Next, we're taking a look at Rengar. We have the Battle Roar. Base damage is being reduced on that quite a bit. And the health reduced to 10% from 15%, or the heal, sorry, not the health, the heal from it, reduced by 5%. Thrill of the Hunt, the fade time is increased to 1.25 from 0.75, and now has fade pushback time 1 second per hit, up to 3 seconds. So, little changes to him. He's still a strong champion. Even after a couple of his nerfs, he's still a good champion. His Battle Roar isn't one of his huge things, so, I mean, that's not his main damage. And people building AP Rengar, I think, officially stopped doing that after his first nerf because it was not as viable. So, yeah, not as much damage from your Battle Roar, but that's not where your main damage is coming from. So not too much of a worry. Unfortunately, he's losing out on a little bit of heal, but he could stay in lane pretty well with that, getting his stacks up. So I can see why they changed it. So, but he should still be fine and playable. Next, we're taking a look at Teemo Toxic Shot. The ability power ratio on impact is being reduced by 0.1 from 0.4 to 0.3. And then his trap, the damage reduced at later ranks on that to 200, 325, and 450 from 200, 400, 600. And tooltip indicates the correct cooldown for that as well. They fixed that. So he's become strong with some of the new items because Teemo is an interesting champ that you can build many different ways, really. There's no one way to build him. I like doing the attack speed, hybrid-y, APE kind of style. But, yes, some of the new items on him are very interesting, and maybe we'll take a look at those coming up sometime. We'll see, though. Next, we are taking a look at Zyra, Rise of the Thorns. Damage reduced to 100 to 440 from 124 to 549. Missile speed reduced as well, and the width reduced as well. Grasping Roots, missile speed reduced, and the Vine Lasher? Yeah, fixed a bug. Whale Plant would sometimes slow by more than 30%. So, little fixes to her. She's pretty strong, to be honest. I don't really play her, but I know she's strong because I have a lot of my friends that play her as mid and as Zyra's support because she does a good job down there too, and I think it was Zyra's support that was causing problems damage-wise. So, a couple fixes there to her. Now, moving on to some items. We have some changes going on. Aegis of the Legion / that'll build into your bulwark. We have a fixed bug where the aura for both items was stacking on teams, which that's obviously a bit of a problem. Then the Blackfire Torch fixed a tooltip of inconsistency when the cooldown reduction value. Brutalizer flat armor penetration has been reduced to 10 from 15 because it was a bit strong. Spirit Visage, there's a fixed bug where the item was healing for less than kind of intended, which was unfortunate. Next, we are seeing the Black Cleaver get hit. The armor reduction per stack is going to 6.25 from 7.5, and the maximum reduction is now 25% from 30%. So that's a little bit of a change. And then the flat armor penetration is reduced to 10 from 15 and is now unique. Now, the problem with this item that they were having is it wasn't unique, and that was the problem. Everybody was just stacking them, and its stats were a little too high anyways, so you could just stack 3 or 4 of them and just blow people apart, and yeah, it was fun for when it worked, but it needed to be addressed. It was a little bit too strong, so this will fix that now, and this will be the only one. You'll just pick up one now since it's unique, so it was definitely smart for them to fix that, and it needed to be done. So, that's why I was avoiding using it, because I knew it was going to get hit. So that's why I haven't touched it. And then the next thing we're looking at is the Ghost Blade. Flat armor penetration is now also unique on that as well, instead of stacking those, because, yeah, stackable armor penetration. Kind of broken if you keep stacking the same item. So, gotta be careful with that. Next thing we're taking a look at is Summoner Spells. Smite damage has been increased to 490 to 1000. Up from 445 and 870. It's going to help clear times a little bit, and that first taking of blue buff or red buff is going to be a little bit easier with a little bit of bonus damage on that now. So that's going to help out the jungle, because as they know earlier, jungle is a little bit tougher now. And go watch my tips for jungling. Hopefully there's some helpful stuff in there to help you out if you're having any problems. I'm not. Yeah, it does hurt a tiny bit more early, but after that, I don't have too much of a problem as long as I pick up the correct items for the champions I'm using. Next, we have some changes to the Twisted Tree line. They've changed the altar capture mechanics. Taking damage while capturing an altar will now cancel the capture and prevent you from taking it for 2 seconds. Capture interruptions will be denoted by a shiny particle, so you will know about that. Some changes in the Crystal Scar. I don't typically cover those because nobody really cares as much. You can read them, though. They are right here. Hit that pause button. Although, Proving Grounds, that's fun stuff. Some changes there, Crystal Scar and Proving Grounds. Health Relics now grant Fury. Tryndamere receives 10, Renekton 20, and Shyvana 6. So that's kind of nice. And then they do have these changes to Summoner name changes. They're going to be doing that. They're going to be on sale. Ward skins, all their fun stuff. What else we got going on? I haven't looked down this far, so this is all really, really new to me. Gift Center will be accessible to the store, blah, blah, blah. Players may purchase RP, Champions and Skins Summoners, for their friends in early December. Only new purchases can be gifted, not pre-owned content or RP, so you have to buy new stuff if you actually want to give it. So yeah, you can do gifts in the holiday season. That's kind of a cool thing. Only level 20 plus summoners can send gifts. Only level 10 or higher can receive gifts. Summoners with active bans cannot send gifts. All their fine stuff. Maximum of 3 RP gifts and 3 gifts to other types. Blah, 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 blah. In general, consumable items now display a stack count in the scoreboard. They fixed a bug where honor animations were sometimes play more than once for users that already had unlocked the crest. Yeah, I got that all the time, actually. Kept getting that honor thing to pop up every time I logged in. Fixed a bug, blah, 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 that was that. Friend notes. They did finally add this, and this was in a patch notes, I don't even know. It was a while ago where they said they were going to add it, and it never got officially added. But now there's this new thing called friend notes where you can edit. Right next to their name, there's a little script of paper, and you can type in something about them. So if you had just met them, you just friended them, you can say something like, they played Jax really well, and they were very nice, and I might play games with them. Or if it's somebody who always bothers you, you can always be like, this kid bothers me. So it's good to put notes, or just why you might know them, or if you know them through an associated friend. I have a couple friends I'm friends with through a friend. See, that gets confusing. Now I can put that. I'd be like, this is a friend of blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, oh, okay, now I know them better. Or at least I won't forget them if I don't see them for a week. Because I have lots of people on my friends list. So, kind of a cool thing. I like the friend notes. It's definitely helpful to me. There have been some changes made to the scoreboard to improve its readability. There were some issues. They did do the adjustment, too, to the in-size game of the chat box font size. After the initial patch, it was too small. I had to change mine up quite a bit from where it was at. And I'll probably have to adjust it back down now, but it was tiny. And they fixed some game crashing nonsense, blah, 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 blah. So that's pretty much the patch notes that's going to be happening for this very first go-around to be kind of fixing this preseason stuff. I like the changes in this. Most of them make sense. Nothing's in here that really makes me upset. All these ones made sense for the most part. So hopefully you guys feel the same way. If you don't, though, leave your comments down in the comment section of the video. And hit that like button. That'd be sweet. But other than that, guys, I'll just see all of you in the next video.